Solo, A Star Wars Story is currently in theaters, and it has definitely shaken up the Star Wars canon. If you've seen the movie, you know the film explains Han's origins on Corellia, how he met Chewie, and how he finally won the Millennium Falcon from Lando. But what about the new elements and characters introduced in the film, like Enfys Nest, Crimson Dawn, and that shocking Darth Maul cameo? So, let's jump into the top changes and additions that Solo made to Star Wars canon. Number 1. How Han met Chewie. Star Wars fans have long believed that Chewie owed Han a life debt, which is why he stayed with him for so many years. While this is technically true, the unlikely pair have actually saved each other. In the film, Han was labeled an Imperial deserter and was thrown into a pit with a hungry monster. That hungry monster turned out to be Chewbacca. After speaking an impressive amount of Wookiee, Han convinced Chewie to not eat him, and together they escaped. So how does this change canon? Because they technically owe each other a life debt, and it's not just one-sided. Number 2. How Han made the Kessel Run in less than 12 parsecs. This is a big one. Han first boasted about the Millennium Falcon's ability to make the Kessel Run in less than 12 parsecs in Star Wars: A New Hope, when Luke and Obi-Wan were looking for a way off of Tatooine. At first, a parsec was considered a measurement of time. When it was discovered that in Star Wars lore a parsec was a measurement of distance, Han's boast didn't make a lot of sense. How can traveling less of a distance even be possible? Well, Solo answered that question in spades. In the film, the spice mines of Kessel are hidden in a highly volatile, dense space cloud known as a maelstrom. It should take 20 parsecs to travel the length of it to reach Kessel. During his escape, Han pilots the Falcon through a wormhole pocket of the storm, escaping in 12 parsecs, if you round down. Number 3. How Han won the Millennium Falcon. For 38 years, Star Wars fans have wanted to know how Han won the Millennium Falcon off of Lando. Lando mentioned that the Falcon was his ship in The Empire Strikes Back, so how did he lose it to Han? He lost it while playing Sabacc. In the film, Han plays Lando for the Falcon twice. The first time, Lando beats Han by cheating with a hidden card up his sleeve. When Han plays Lando for the Falcon again, he takes Lando's hidden card and beats him fair and square. Number 4. How Han became Han Solo. This one is pretty self-explanatory. In the film, when Han signed up to join the Imperial Flight Academy, he was asked about his family name. When Han said he didn't have a family, the officer signed him up by saying, "You're alone." So, Solo. Pretty plain and simple. Number 5. How L3 became part of the Falcon's hyperdrive. During The Empire Strikes Back, C-3PO has an interface with the hyperdrive of the Millennium Falcon. He makes a very curious comment about the computer having some sort of interesting dialect. It's a small moment in the film that we now know has deeper meaning. In Solo, Lando's co-pilot droid L3 is killed while liberating slaves off of Kessel. While her body is not able to be repaired, her mind and navigational database are still intact. So, Lando and Qi'ra download her into the Falcon's mainframe. That means every time that the Millennium Falcon jumps to light speed, L3 is helping plot the course. Thanks L3. Number 6. The Crimes of Crimson Dawn. So here's where things get really new. Solo is set directly between Episode 3 and Episode 4. During this time, the Empire runs most things in the galaxy, but not everything. In the absence of the Jedi and the Republic, crime syndicates have overrun the galaxy. One of these syndicates is known as the Crimson Dawn. The big reveal at the end of the film was that the Crimson Dawn was actually run by Darth Maul. If we get any more Solo films, it is very likely that we'll see more of the Crimson Dawn and probably Maul himself. Number 7. The arrival of Enfys Nest. Outside of the television series Star Wars Rebels, not much is known about the galaxy during this period of time. Is there a rebellion yet? If so, who's leading it? Solo answers this question through the new character Enfys Nest. Nest is a young woman who pretends to be in a rival gang of Cloud Riders, when in fact she's not a gang leader at all, she's a rebel. In fact, she's one of the first known rebels in Star Wars lore. Hopefully we'll see more of her in a Solo sequel. And finally, number 8, the return of Darth Maul. Yep, that's right. The final change that Solo made to Star Wars canon is the return of Darth Maul. In the movie universe, Darth Maul was last seen fighting a lightsaber duel with Obi-Wan Kenobi and Qui-Gon Jinn on the planet Naboo in Episode 1. Maul killed Qui-Gon, but then Obi-Wan killed him. So how is he still alive, and why is he in this film? Well, if you've seen any of the Clone Wars television series, you know that Maul was saved by the Witches of Dothamar. They gave him metal legs and helped him recover from his injuries. So, since Solo takes place 22 years after those events, Maul has had plenty of time to recover and plot to retake the galaxy. Now he's running the Crimson Dawn, and he's likely to take Qi'ra as his new apprentice. So, what do you think of all the ways Solo has enhanced and or changed Star Wars canon? Be sure to let us know on Twitter @GetFandom.